and praises be. Kind is my love today, tomorrow kind, still constant in a wondrous excellence. Therefore my verse to constancy can find one thing expressing leaves out difference.
So true, a fool is love. So true, a fool is love. So true, a fool is love. So true, a fool is love.
A fool is love. A fool is love. A fool is love. A fool is love.
So true, a fool is love. So true, a fool is love. So true, a fool is love. So true, a fool is love.
Being your slave, what should I do but tend upon the hours and times of your desire? I have no precious time at all to spend, no services to do till you require. No dare I chide the world without an air, whilst on my sovereign watch the clock for you. No think the bitterness of absence sour when you have bid your servant wants to do. No dare I question with my jealous thought where you may be or your affairs suppose. But like a sad slave, stay and think of not. Say where you are, how happy you make those. So true, a fool is love, yeah. So true, a fool is love, yeah. So true, a fool is love, yeah. So true, a fool is love.
Cease to persuade my loving Proteus. Homekeeping youth have ever homely wits. I rather would entreat thy company to see the wonders of the world abroad. But, since thou lovest, love still and thrive therein, even as I would when I to love thee again.
Wilt thou be gone? Sweet Valentine, adieu. Think on thy Proteus when thou happily seest some rare noteworthy object in thy travel. Wish me partaker in thy happiness.
And on a love book, pray for my success.
Upon some book I love, I'll pray for thee.
Love is your master, for he masters you. But wherefore waste thy time to counsel thee that art a votary to fond desire?
Oh.
Once more adieu. My father at the road expects my coming there to see me shipped.
And thither will I bring thee, Valentine.
Sweet Proteus, no. Now let us take our leave. To Milan let me hear from thee by letters of thy success in love, and what news else betideth here in absence of thy friend. And I likewise will visit thee with mine.
All happiness be chanced to thee in Milan.
As much to you at home, and so farewell!
He after honor hunts, I after love. He leaves his friends to dignify them more. I leave myself, my friends, and all for love. Thou, Julia, thou hast metamorphosed me, made me neglect my studies, lose my time, war with good counsel, set the world at naught, made wit with musing weak, heart sick with thought.
Let's say, Lucetta, now we are alone. What thinkest thou of the gentle Proteus?
Lord, Lord, to see what folly reigns in us.
How now? What means this passion at his name?
Oh, pardon, dear madam. 'Tis a passing shame that I, unworthy body that I am, should censure thus on lovely gentlemen.
Why not on Proteus, as on all the rest?
Then thus, Of many good, I think him best.
Your reason?
I have no other but a woman's reason. I think him so because I think him so.
Why, he of all the rest hath never moved me.
Yet he of all the rest, I think, best loves ye.
I would I knew his mind.
Peruse this paper, madam.
To Julia, say, from whom?
That the contents will show.
There. Take the paper. See it be returned, or else return no more into my sight.
To plead for love deserves more fee than hate.
Will you be gone?
That ye may ruminate.
And yet, I would I had o'erlooked the letter. It were a shame to call her back again and pray her to a fault for which I chid her. Oh, fie. How wayward is this foolish love that like a testy babe will scratch the nurse and presently, all humbled, kiss the rod. What ho! Lucetta!
What would your ladyship?
What is that you took up so gingerly?
Nothing.
And is that paper nothing?
Nothing concerning me.
Then let it lie for those that it concerns. Let's see your song!
And yet I think I do not like this tune.
You do not?
No, madam, 'tis too sharp.
This babble shall not henceforth trouble me. Here is a coil with protestation. Go. Get you gone. And let the papers lie. You would be fingering them to anger me. Look, here is writ, kind Julia, unkind Julia. As in revenge of thy ingratitude, I throw thy name against the bruising stones, trampling contemptuously on thy disdain. And here is writ, love wounded Proteus. Poor wounded name. My bosom as a bed shall lodge thee till thy wound be throughly healed, and thus I search it with a sovereign kiss. Lo, here in one line is his name twice writ. Poor forlorn Proteus, passionate Proteus, to the sweet Julia. That I'll tear away, and yet I will not. Sith so prettily he couples it to his complaining knaves. Thus, I will fold them one upon another. Now kiss, embrace, contend, do what you will.
Fathers would applaud our loves, to seal our happiness with their consents. Oh, heavenly Julia.
Madam, dinner is ready, and your father stays.
Sweet love, sweet lines, sweet life. Oh, heavenly Julia.
How now? What letter are you reading there?
May it please your lordship, 'tis a word or two of commendation sent from Valentine, delivered by a friend that came from him.
Lend me the letter. Let me see what news.
There is no news, my lord, but that he writes wishing me with him, partner of his fortune.
And how stand you affected to his wish?
As one relying on your lordship's will, and not depending on his friendly wish.
My will is something sorted to his wish. I am resolved that thou shalt spend some time with Valentinus in the Emperor's court. Tomorrow make a readiness to go. Excuse it not, for I am peremptory.
My lord, I cannot be so soon provided. Please you, deliberate a day or two.
Look what thou wantest shall be sent after thee. No more stay. Tomorrow thou must go.
Sylvia. Sylvia.
Madam Sylvia! Madam Sylvia! She is not within hearing, sir.
Tell me, do you know Madam Sylvia?
She that your worship loves.
Why, how know you that I am in love?
Mary, by these special marks. First, you have learned to relish a love song like a robin redbreast, to walk alone like one that had the pestilence, to sigh like a schoolboy that had lost his ABC, to weep like the young wench that had buried her grandam. You are metamorphosed with a mistress.
Last night, she enjoined me to write some lines to one that she loves.
And have you?
I have.
Are they not lamely writ?
No! But as well as I can do them. Peace, here she comes. Madam and Mistress, 1,000 good morrows.
Sir Valentine and servant. To you 2,000.
As you have enjoined, I have writ your letter unto the secret nameless friend of yours, which I was much unwilling to proceed in, but for my duty to your ladyship.
I thank you, gentle servant. 'Tis very clerkly done.
Now believe me, madam, it came hardly off, for being ignorant to whom it goes, I writ at random, very doubtfully.
Perchance you think too much of so much pains?
What means your ladyship? Do you not like it?
Oh, yes, yes. The lines are very quaintly writ, but since unwillingly, take them again. Nay, take them.
Madam, they are for you.
You writ them, sir, at my request, but I will none of them. They are for you.
I would have had them writ more movingly.
Please you? I'll write your ladyship another.
And when it's writ, for my sake, read it over. And if it please you, so. If not, why, so.
If it please me, madam. What then?
Why, then, if it please you, take it for your labor. And so good morrow, servant.
Do you not perceive the jest?
No, believe me.
Oh, there's no believing you indeed, sir. But did you perceive her earnest?
She gave me none except an angry word.
Why, she hath given you a letter.
That's the letter I writ to her friend.
And that letter hath she delivered. And there an end.
Patience, gentle Julia.
I must, or is no remedy.
Possibly I can. I will return.
If you turn not, you will return the sooner. Keep this remembrance for thy Julia's sake.
Why then? We'll make exchange.
And seal the bargain with the holy kiss.
My father stays my coming. Answer not. The tide is now, nay, not the tide of tears. That tide will stay me longer than I should. Julia, farewell.
I think Crab, my dog, be the sourest natured dog that lives. My mother weeping, my father wailing, my sister crying, our maid howling, our cat wringing her hands, and all the while did not this cruel-hearted cur shed one tear. He is a stone, a very pebble stone, and has no more pity in him than a dog. While my grandam, having no eyes, look you, wept herself blind at my parting. Nay, I'll show you the manner of it. This shoe is my father. No, this left shoe is my father. No, this left shoe is my mother. Nay, that cannot be so neither. Yes, it is so. It is so. It hath the worser soul. This shoe with a hole in it is my mother, and this my father. A vengeance on it. There it is. Now, I am the dog. No, the dog is himself, and I am the dog. Well, the dog is me, and I am myself. So. Now I come to my father. Father, your blessing. Now should not the shoe speak a word for weeping. Now should I kiss my father. Well, he weeps on. Now come I to my mother, while I kiss her. Why, there it is. Oh, here's my mother's breath up and down. Now the dog, all this while, sheds not a tear nor speaks a word yet. Oh, oh, see how I lay the ground with my tears.
Servant!
Mistress?
Sir Thurio frowns on you.
Aye, it is for love.
Not of you.
Of my mistress, then.
'Twere good you knocked him.
Servant? You were sad?
Indeed, madam, I seem so.
Seem you that you are not?
Happily I do.
So do counterfeits.
So do you.
What seem I that I am not?
Wise.
What instance of the contrary?
Your folly.
How?
A fine volley of words, gentlemen, and quickly shot off.
'Tis indeed, madam, we thank the giver.
Who is that, servant?
Why, yourself, sweet lady, for you gave the fire. Sir Thurio borrows his wit from your ladyship's looks, and spends what he borrows kindly in your company.
Sir? If you spend word for word with me, oh, I'll make your wit bankrupt.
I know it well, sir. You have an exchequer of words, and I think no other treasure to give your followers.
No more, gentlemen, no more. Here comes my father.
Now, daughter Sylvia, you are hard beset.
Sir Valentine, your father is in good health. What say you to a letter from your friends of much good news?
My lord, I would be thankful to any happy messenger from thence.
Know ye Don Antonio, your countryman? Hath he not a son?
I, my good lord, a son that well deserves the honor and regard of such a father.
You know him well?
I knew him as myself, for from our infancy we conversed and spent our hours together. Yet hath Sir Proteus, for that's his name, made use and fair advantage of his days. He is complete in feature and in mind, with all good grace to grace, a gentleman.
Well, sir, this gentleman has come to me with commendation from great potentates, and here he means to spend his time a while. I think that is no unwelcome news to you.
Should I have wished to think it had been he?
I will send him hither to you presently.
This is the gentleman I told your ladyship had come along with me, but that his mistress did hold his eyes locked in her crystal looks.
How could he see his way to seek out you?
Why? Lady, love hath 20 pair of eyes.
Welcome, dear Brody.
Madam, I beseech you, confirm his welcome with some special favor.
Servant, you are welcome to a worthless mistress.
I'll die on him that says so but yourself.
That you are welcome?
That you are worthless.
Madam, my lord, your father, would speak with you.
I wait upon his pleasure. Go with me, Sir Thurio.
We'll both attend upon your ladyship.
Now tell me, how do all from whence you came?
Your friends are well, and have them much commended.
And how do yours?
I left them all in health.
And how does your lady, and how thrives your love?
Tales of love are wont to weary you.
Ah, Proteus. But that life, it's altered now. Oh, gentle Proteus. Love's a mighty lord, and hath so humbled me, as I confess there is no want to his correction, nor to his service, no such joy on earth.
Enough. I read your fortune in your eye. Was this the idol that you worship so?
Even she. And is she not a heavenly saint?
No. But she is an earthly paragon.
Call her divine.
I will not flatter her.
Then speak the truth by her. If not divine, yet let her be a principality, sovereign to all the creatures on the earth.
Except my mistress.
Pardon me, Proteus. All that I can is nothing to her who makes other worthies nothing. She is alone.
Then let her alone.
Not for the world.
Even as one heat another heat expels, whereas one nail by strength drives at another, so the remembrance of my former love is by a newer object quite forgotten. Is it my mind or Valentinus' praise, or true perfection of my false transgression that makes me reasonless to reason thus? She is fair, so is Julia that I love. That I did love. For now my love is thawed. Methinks my zeal to Valentine is cold, and that I love him not as I want. Oh, but I love his lady too much. And that's the reason I love him so little. 'Tis but her picture that I have yet beheld, and that hath dazzled my reason's light. But when I look on her perfections, there is no reason. But I shall be blind. If I can check my erring love, I will. If not, to compass her, I'll use my skill.
What? Angry, Sir Thurio? Do you change color?
Give him leave, madam. He is a kind of chameleon.
That hath more mind to suck on your blood than live in your air.
You have said, sir.
Aye, sir. And done, too, for this time.
I know it well, sir. You always end ere you begin.
How shall I dote on her with more advice, that thus without advice begin to love her? At first I did adore a twinkling star, but now I worship a celestial sun. Leave my Julia. Shall I be forsworn? To love fair Sylvia. Shall I be forsworn? To wrong my friend. I shall be much forsworn. Even that power which gave me first my oath provokes me to this threefold perjury. Love bade me swear, and love bids me forswear. Oh, sweet suggesting love, if thou hast sinned, teach me thy tempted subject to excuse it. I cannot leave to love, but yet I do. But there I leave to love, where I should love. Forget that Julie is alive, remembering that my love to her is dead. Valentine, I'll hold an enemy, aiming at Sylvia as the sweeter friend. I cannot now prove constant to myself without some treachery used to Valentine. Love, lend me wings to make my purpose swift, as thou hast lent me wit.
Better forbear till Proteus make return.
Oh, knowest thou not his looks are my soul's food? If thou didst know the inly touch of love, thou wouldst as soon go kindle fire with snow as seek to quench the fire of love with words.
I do not seek to quench your love's hot fire, but qualify the fire's extreme rage, lest it should burn above the bounds of reason.
The more thou damn'st it up, the more it burns. Then let me go and hinder not my course.
In what habit will you go along?
Not like a woman. Gentle Lucetta, fit me with such weeds as may beseem some well-reputed page.
Why, then your ladyship must cut your hair.
No, girl. I'll knit it up with silken strings and 20-odd conceited true love knots.
What fashion shall I make your breeches, madam?
Lucetta, as thou lovest me, let me have what thou thinkest meet and is most mannerly.
We have some secrets to confer. Now, tell me, Proteus, what's your will with me?
My gracious lord, that which I would discover, the law of friendship bids me to conceal. But when I call to mind your gracious favors done to me, undeserving as I am, my duty pricks me on to utter that which else no worldly good should draw from me. Know, worthy prince, Sir Valentine, my friend, this night intends to steal away your daughter. Myself and one made privy to the plot.
Proteus, I thank thee for thine honest care, which to requite command me while I live. Upon mine honor, he shall never know that I had any light from thee of this.
Adieu, my lord.
Sir Valentine, whither away so fast?
Please it your grace, there is a messenger that stays to bear my letters to my friends, and I'm going to deliver them.
Be they of much import?
The tenor of them doth but signify my health and happy being at your court.
Nay then, no matter. Stay with me a while. I am to break with thee of some affairs that touch me near, wherein thou must be secret. 'Tis not unknown to you that I have sought to match my friend Sir Thurio with my daughter.
I know it well, my lord, and sure the match were rich and honorable. Can your grace not win her to fancy him?
No, trust me, she is peevish, sullen, froward, proud, disobedient, stubborn, lacking duty, neither regarding that she is my child, nor fearing me as if I were her father.
What would your grace have me to do in this?
What letter is this same? What's here? To Sylvia. I think I'll be so forward as to break the seal for once. My thoughts do harbor with my Sylvia nightly, and slaves they are to me that send them flying. Oh, could their master come and go as lightly, himself would lodge where senseless they are lying. I curse myself, for they are sent by me, that they would harbor where their lord should be. What's here? Sylvia, this night I will enfranchise thee. Wilt thou reach stars because they shine on thee? Go, as thou lovest thy life, make speed from hence.
Valentine?
No!
Who then? The spirit?
Neither.
What then?
Nothing.
Thank me for this, and for all the favors which all too much I have bestowed on thee. And you, may I say to thee, this pride of hers, under advice, hath drawn my love from her. By heaven, my wrath will far exceed the love I ever bore my daughter, or thyself.
Cease to lament for that thou canst not help, and study help for that which thou lamentest. Time is the nurse and breeder of all good. Hope is a lover's staff. Walk hence with that, and manage it against despairing thoughts.
Then let her beauty be her wedding dower, for me and my possessions she esteems not.
The time now serves not to expostulate.
What light is light if Sylvia be not seen? What joy is joy if Sylvia be not by? Except I be by Sylvia in the night, there is no music in the nightingale. Unless I look on Sylvia in the day, there is no day for me to look upon.
Friend Valentine, a word.
What is your news?
That thou art banished. That's the news. From hence, from Sylvia, and from me, thy friend.
No, I've fed upon this wall already! Does Sylvia know that I am banished?
Aye. But neither bended knees, pure hands held up, sad sighs, deep groans, nor silver shedding tears could penetrate her uncompassionate sire.
No more.
Come. I'll convey thee through the city gate. And, ere I part with thee, confer at large all that may concern thy love affairs. As thou lovest Sylvia, though not for thyself, regard thy danger. Along with me.
He lives not now that knows me to be in love. Yet I am in love, but a team of horse shall not pluck that from me, nor who it is I love. And yet, 'tis a woman. Here is a catalogue of her condition. Ahem.
How now, Senior Lance? What news with your mastership?
With my master's ship? Why, it is at sea.
Well, your old wife still. Mistake the word. What news then in your paper?
Why, the blackest news that ever thou heardst.
Why, man, how black?
As black as ink.
Let me read them.
There. St. Nicholas be thy speed.
Item, she can sew.
That's as much to say. Can she sew?
Item, she can wash and scour.
A special virtue, for then she need not be washed and scoured.
Item, she hath many nameless virtues.
That's as much to say bastard virtues, that indeed know not their fathers, and therefore have no names.
Here follow her vices.
Close at the heels of her virtues.
Item, she hath a sweet mouth.
Well, that fault may be mended. Read on.
Item, she doth talk in her sleep.
It's no matter for that, so she sleep not in her talk.
Item, she is slow in words.
Villain that set that down among her vices, to be slow in words is a woman's only virtue.
Item, she is proud.
Out with that too, it was Eve's legacy and cannot be taken from her.
Item, she is cursed.
Good things should be praised.
Item, she is too liberal.
That I cannot help. Proceed.
Item, she hath more hairs than wit, and more faults than hairs, and more wealth than faults.
Stop there.
Sir Thurio, fear not but that she will love you now. Valentine is banished from her sight.
Since his exile, she hath despised me most, forsworn my company, and railed at me that I am desperate of obtaining her.
A little time will melt her frozen thoughts, and worthless Valentine will be forgot. How now, Sir Proteus? Is your countryman, according to our proclamation, gone?
Gone, my good lord.
My daughter takes his going grievously.
Little time, my lord, will kill that grief.
Thou knowest how willingly I would effect the match between Sir Thurio and my daughter.
I do, my lord.
And also, I think thou art not ignorant how she opposes her against my will.
She did, my lord, when Valentine was here.
Aye, and perversely she persevers so. What might we do to make the girl forget the love of Valentine and love Sir Thurio?
The best way is to slander Valentine.
Aye. But she'll think that it is spoke in hate.
Aye, if his enemy deliver it. Therefore it must with circumstance be spoken by one whom she esteemeth as his friend.
Then you must undertake to slander him.
'Tis an ill office for a gentleman, especially against his very friend.
Where your good word cannot advantage him, your slander never can damage him. Therefore the office is indifferent, being entreated to it by your friend.
You have prevailed, my lord. If I can do it, by aught that I can speak in his dispraise, she shall not long continue to love him. But say this weed her love from Valentine. It follows not that she will love Sir Thurio.
Therefore, as you unwind her love from him, lest it should ravel and be good to none, you must provide to bottom it on me, which must be done by praising me as much as you in worth dispraise Sir Valentine.
And Proteus, we dare trust you in this kind. Upon this warrant shall you have access where you with Sylvia may confer at large, where you may temper her by your persuasion to hate young Valentine and love my friend.
As much as I can do, I will effect.
Even now, about it.
Already I've been false to Valentine. And now I must be as unjust to Thurio. Under the color of commending him, I have accessed my own love to prefer.
How now, Sir Proteus? Are you, crept before us?
Aye, gentle Thurio. For you know that love will creep in service where it cannot go.
Aye. But I hope, sir, that you love not here.
Sir, but I do. Or else I would be hence.
Who? Sylvia?
Aye, Sylvia. For your sake.
I thank you for your own. But now, gentlemen, let us tune into it lustily a while.
Now, my young guest, methinks your alley calling. I pray you, why is it?
Marry mine host, because I cannot be married.
Who's Sylvia? What is she? That all the swains commend her. Holy, fair, and wise is she. The heavens such grace did lend her, that she might admired be.
How now are you sadder than you were before? How do you, man? The music likes you not.
Mistake. The musician likes me not.
Why, my pretty youth?
He plays false,
For beauty lives with kindness, left up to her eyes, prepared to help him of his blindness, and being helped inhabits there.
I perceive that you delight not in music.
Not a whit, when it jars so.
Hark, what fine a change is in the music.
Aye, and that change is the spite.
You would have them play always but one thing?
I would always have one play, but one thing.
Then to Sylvia let us sing, that Sylvia is excelling. She excels each mortal thing upon the doth dwelling. To her let us garlands bring.
Sir Thurio, fear not you. I will so plead that you shall say my cunning drift excels.
I thank you for your music, gentlemen.
Madam, good even to your ladyship.
Sir Proteus, as I take it.
Sir Proteus, gentle lady, and your servant.
What's your will?
That I may encompass yours.
You have your wish. My will is even this, that presently you hie you home to bed. Thou subtle, perjured, false, disloyal man, thinkst thou I am so shallow, so conceitless, to be seduced by thy flattery that hath deceived so many with thy vows? Return, return, and make thy love amends. For me, by this pale queen of night, I swear I am so far from granting thy request that I despise thee for thy wrongful suit, and by intend to chide myself even for the time I spend in talking to thee.
I grant Sweet love, that I did love a lady, but she is dead.
Say that she be. Yet Valentine, thy friend, survives, to whom thou witness I am betrothed. And art thou not ashamed to wrong him with thy importunacy?
I likewise hear that Valentine is dead.
And so suppose am I. For in his grave assure thyself, my love is buried.
Sweet lady, let me rake it from the earth.
Go to thy lady's grave and call hers thence, or at the least in her sepulchre thine.
If your heart be so obdurate, vouchsafe me yet your picture for my love. To that I'll speak, to that I'll sigh and weep. For since the substance of your perfect self is else devoted, I am but a shadow. And to your shadow will I make true love.
I am very loath to be your idol, sir. But since your falsehood shall become you well, to worship shadows and adore false shapes, send to me in the morning, and I'll send it. And so good rest.
This wretches have o'ernight. For execution in the morning.
My friends?
That is not so, sir. We are your enemies.
Peace. We shall hear him. Aye, by my beard will we, for he is a proper man.
Then know that I have little wealth to lose. A man I am crossed with adversity. My riches are these poor habiliments, of which if you should here 'tis furnish me, you take the sum and substance that I have.
Whither travel you?
To Verona.
Whence came you?
From Milan.
Have you long sojourned there?
Some several months, and longer might have stayed if crooked fortune had not thwarted me.
What were you banished thence?
I was.
For what offense?
For that which now torments me to rehearse. I killed a man, whose death I much repent, but yet I slew him manfully in fight, without false vantage or base treachery.
But ne'er repented if it were done so. What, were you banished for such a small fault?
I was, and held me glad of such a doom.
This fellow were a king for our wild faction.
We will have him. Sir's a word.
Answer us this. What have you to take to?
Nothing but my fortune.
Know then, that some of us are gentlemen, such as the fury of ungoverned youth did thrust from the company of awful men. Myself was from Verona banished for practicing to steal away a lady.
And I from Mantua for a gentleman who, in my mood, I stabbed into the heart.
And I for such like petty crimes as these, but to the purpose, for we cite our faults that they may hold excused our lawless lives. And partly seeing that you are beautified with goodly shape, and by your own report, linguished. And a man of such perfection as we do in our quality, much one.
Indeed, because you are a banished man, therefore, above the rest, we parley to you. Would you be content to be our general, to make virtue of necessity and live as we do in this wilderness?
What sayest thou? Wilt thou be of our consort? Say I, and be the captain of us all. We'll do thee homage, and be ruled by thee. Love thee as our commander and our king.
I take your offer, and will live with you.
Sebastian is thy name? I like thee well. Will employ thee in some service presently.
In what you please, I'll do what I can.
I hope thou wilt. Sebastian, I've entertained thee, partly that I have need of such a youth, that can with some discretion do my business. Therefore, know thou, for this I entertain thee. Go presently, and take this ring with thee. Deliver it to Madame Sylvia. She loved me well, delivered it to me.
It seems you love not her to leave her token. She is dead, belike?
Not so, I think she lives.
Alas.
Why dost thou cry, alas?
I cannot choose but pity her.
Wherefore shouldst thou pity her?
Because methinks that she loved you as well as you do love your lady Sylvia. She dreams on him that has forgot her love. You dote on her that cares not for your love. 'Tis pity love should be so contrary, and thinking on it makes me cry, alas.
Well. Give her that ring. And tell my lady I claim the promise for her heavenly picture. Your message done, hie home unto my chamber. For thou shalt find me sad and solitary.
How many women would do such a message? Alas, poor Proteus, thou hast entertained a fox to be the shepherd of thy lambs. Alas, poor fool, why do I pity him? But with his very heart despiseth me. Because he loves her, he despiseth me. Because I love him, I must pity him. This ring I gave him when he parted from me, to bind him, to remember my goodwill, and now my unhappy messenger, to plead for that which I would not obtain, to carry that which I would have refused, to praise his faith, which I would have dispraised. I am my master's true, confirmed love, but cannot be true servant to my master unless I prove false traitor to myself. Yet I will woo for him, but yet so coldly, as heaven it knows I would not have him speed. Gentlewoman, good day. I pray you be my mean to bring me where to speak with Madame Sylvia.
What would you with her, if that I be she?
If you be she, I do entreat your patience to hear me speak the message I am sent on.
From whom?
From my master, madam, Sir Proteus.
Oh. He sends you for a picture.
Aye, madam.
Here, give your master this. Tell him from me, one Julia that his changing thoughts forget would better fit his chamber than this shadow.
Madam, he sends your ladyship this ring.
The more shame for him that he send it. Though his false finger hath profaned the ring, mine shall not do his Julia's so much wrong.
She thanks you for it.
What sayest thou?
I thank you for it, madam, that you tender her. Poor gentlewoman, my master wrongs her much.
Dost thou know her?
Almost as well as I do know myself. To think upon her woes, I do protest that I have wept 100 several times.
Belike she thinks that Proteus hath forsook her.
I think she doth, and that is her cause of sorrow.
Is she not passing fair?
She hath been fairer, madam, than she is. When she did think my master loved her well, she, in my opinion, was as fair as you.
How tall is she?
About my stature.
She is beholden to thee, gentle youth. Alas, poor lady, desolate and left. I weep myself to think upon thy words. Here, youth, there is my purse. I give thee this for thy sweet mistress' sake, because thou lovest her.
Farewell. And she shall thank you for it, if e'er you know her. A virtuous gentlewoman, mild, and beautiful. I hope my master's suit will be but cold, since she respects my mistress' love so much. Alas, how love can trifle with itself. Here's her picture, let me see. I think if I had such attire, this face of mine were full of lovely as is this of hers. And yet the painter flattered her a little, lest I flatter with myself too much. Her hair is auburn. Mine is perfect yellow. If that be all the difference in his love, I'll get me such a colored periwig. Her eyes are gray as glass, and so are mine. Aye, but her forehead's low, and mine's as high. What should it be that he respects in her, but I can make respective in myself? Oh, if this fond love were not a blinded god. I'll use thee kindly, for thy mistress' sake that used me so. Or else, by Jove, I vow, I should have scratched out your unseeing eyes to make my master out of love with thee.
Sir Proteus! What says Sylvia to my suit?
Oh, sir, I find her milder than she was, And yet she takes exceptions to your person.
What, that my leg is too long?
No, that it is too little.
How like she my discourse?
Ill, when you talk of war.
Well, when I discourse love and peace.
But better indeed when you hold your peace.
What says she to my valor?
Oh, sir, she makes no doubt of that.
She need not when she knows a cowardice.
What says she to my birth?
That you are well derived.
From a gentleman to a fool.
Lady, a happy evening.
I fear I am attended by some spies.
Oh, fear not. The forest is not 3 leagues off.
How now, Sir Proteus? How now, Thurio? Saw you my daughter?
Not I. Nor I.
Well then, she's fled under that peasant Valentine. Dispatch, sweet gentleman.
This it is to be a peevish girl. That flies her fortune when it follows her. I'll after. More to be revenged on Valentine for the love of reckless Sylvia.
I will follow. More for Sylvia's love than hate of Valentine. It stays with her.
And I will follow. More to cross that love than hate for Sylvia that has gone for love. Oh!
Come, I must take you to my captain's cave. Fear not. He bears an honorable mind and will not use a woman lawlessly.
Oh. Valentine, this I do for thee.
How use doth breed a habit in a man. This shadowy desert, unfrequented woods I'd better brook than flourishing peopled towns. Here can I sit alone, unseen of any, and to the nightingale's complaining notes tune my distresses and record my woes. Repair me with thy presence, Sylvia. O gentle nymph, cherish thy forlorn swain.
What hallowing and what stir is this today?
The service I have done for you, though you respect not, aught your servant doth, to hazard life and rescue you from him that would have forced your honor and your love. Vouchsafe me, for my meed, but one fair look. A smaller boon than this I cannot beg, and less than this, I am sure you cannot give.
Oh, miserable, unhappy that I am.
Unhappy were you, madam, ere I came. But by my coming, I have made you happy.
By thy approach, thou makest me most unhappy. Had I been seized by a hungry lion, I would have been a breakfast to the beast, rather than have false Proteus rescue me. Oh, heaven, be judge how I love Valentine, whose life's as tender to me as my soul. And full as much, for more there cannot be, I do detest false, perjured Proteus. Therefore, be gone. Solicit me no more.
What dangerous action stood it next to death would I not undergo for one calm look? Oh, 'tis the curse in love and still approved, when women cannot love where they're beloved.
Where Proteus cannot love where he's beloved. Read over Julia's heart, thy first best love, for whose dear sake thou didst rend thy faith into 1,000 oaths, and all those oaths descended into perjury to love me. Thou hast no faith left now, unless thou'dst two, and that's far worse than none. Better none than plural faith, which is too much by one, thou counterfeit to thy true friend.
Who respects friend?
All men but Proteus. No.
Ruffian! Let go of that rude, uncivil touch, thou friend of an ill friend! Thou common friend! Thou hast beguiled my hopes! Now I dare not say I have one friend left alive. Thou wouldst disprove me! Who should be trusted when one's own right hand is perjured to the bosom? Proteus, I am sorry. I must never trust you! But count the world a stranger for thy sake! The private wound is deepest. O time most accursed. Amongst all foes that a friend should be the worst!
My shame and guilt confounds me. Forgive me, Valentine. If hearty sorrow be a sufficient ransom for offense, I tendered it here. I do as truly suffer as ere I did commit. Then I am paid. And once again I do receive the honest.
Oh, me unhappy.
Look to the boy.
Why, boy? Why, Wag? How now? What's the matter? Look up. Speak.
Oh, good sir. My master has charged me to deliver a ring to Madame Sylvia, which, out of my neglect, was never done.
Where's the ring, boy?
Here it is. This is it.
How? Let me see. This is the ring I gave to Julia.
And Julia herself did give it me. And Julia herself hath brought it hither. Behold her, that gave aim to all thy oaths, and entertained them deeply in her heart. It is the lesser blot, modesty finds. Women to change their shape, then men their minds. Proteus, let this habit make thee blush. Be thou ashamed that I have took upon me such an immodest raiment. If shame live, where there is disguise of love.
Heaven, where man but constant were perfect. One error fills him with faults, makes him run through all the sins. Constancy falls off. Here it begins. In Sylvia's face, but I may spy.
more fresh in Julius, with a constant eye.
Come, come, let me be blessed to make this happy close. 'Twere pity two such friends should be long foes.
Bear witness, heaven! I have my wish forever.
And I mine.
A prize! A prize! A prize?
Forbear! Forbear! It is the Duke. Your Grace is welcome to a man disgraced.
Banished Valentine.
Sir Valentine?
Yonder is Sylvia, and Sylvia is mine.
Thurio, give back! Or else embrace thy death. Come not within the measure of my wrath. Do not name Sylvia thine.
If once again, Verona shall not hold thee.
Here she stands. Take but possession of her with a touch. I dare thee but to breathe upon my love.
Sir Valentine, I care not for her. I hold him but a fool who would endanger his body for a girl who loves him not. I claim her not, and therefore she is thine.
I do applaud thy spirit, Valentine. Find thee worthy of an empress' love. Come, let us go. We will include all injured jars with triumphs, mirth, and rare solemnity.
That done, our day of marriage shall be yours. One feast, one house, one mutual happiness.